Riley, by virtue, got a better position. Danica Patrick, your leader. Danica Patrick leads the Indianapolis 500. And this is legit. 172 laps complete, and you heard Danica. Everyone say a prayer.
You can get on that pace car, draft him. You can do it. Just get right up on him. He's going to hold he's on cruise control.
Look at the crowd standing up and waving just to salute her winning this. And they say, following behind the pace car. They want to save any fuel they can right now. And it doesn't matter if it's one small ounce in the tank full. They know that this is a bit of a risk, but you know something? This is the strategy of the Indianapolis 500 right now. Listen to them.
Look at your watch. Mark this date, May 29th, 2005, as you witness a history-making performance. 50 years from now, you will remember where you were when Danica Patrick made not only motorsports history, but she joined the likes of Amelia Earhart and Sally Ride in a barrier-breaking performance in this 89th Indianapolis 500, and the fans give her an ovation as she comes around. Now, Scott, strategy is playing out right here. Remember, she pitted much earlier. I don't think she can go 40 laps on her fuel, but they're telling her to move up on the pace car and draft. They're trying to conserve that much fuel.
Well, the whole thing right now, if there's going to be, there's their mother. Now, here's the situation. You're in front. You're leading the Indianapolis 500. You don't know if you have enough fuel right now to make it to the end. There's Michael Andretti. Talk about being nervous as a driver. Could never bite his thumbs when he was actually driving the race car. He could never get him in the helmet. But the key thing right now is that she has to have a great restart. Remember the last restart? Didn't do such a great job. The pressure is on her, leading the pack right now, and she knows everybody's watching.
There are more than 300,000 seats available here because everyone is standing. Danica Patrick leads them around. And the green flag is out. Danica will lead them around. We are 173 laps complete, working on 174 as they all move forward.
She takes the middle lane so she can defend both ways. That's Briscoe behind her right now, who's not in second. He's actually running as a back marker, as you might want to call it. Done a great job here as a rookie, though.
For strategy reasons, though, Scott, and not historical reasons, would it be better for Danica if she let Briscoe slide in front of her and used his draft to conserve fuel?
No, not going to happen. She's faster right now. She wants to put as much distance as possible between him and the car that's in second, which is actually the third car on the racetrack.
If you're just joining us, Danica Patrick, number 16, leads the 89th running of the Indianapolis 500. 187 men have done it, never a woman until today. Danica Patrick brings it across the yard of bricks one more time. Can she hold on? Can she conserve the fuel with 24 laps to go?
And this is perfect, Todd, right now, because Briscoe, who is in 12th position, one lap down, is actually starting to hold up Herta and Mira, who are running second and third. Tell you what, she's in her cockpit right now, looking in the mirrors, going, thank you very much. Right now, Ryan Briscoe, she's starting to stretch a bit of a lead out.
The entire racing world tuning in now to see if Danica Patrick can turn the trick and win the 89th edition of the Indianapolis 500. We remind you, she pitted with 40-plus laps to go. Fuel would tell us, Scott, she cannot make it on the fuel or the tires, but she is going to give it a run.
She's going to give it a run. What she's hoping for right now as we look at the keys to the race, obviously the patience is a big thing. We saw Kenny Brackus out, did a great job, but you know something, lap 180 is coming up. It's a sprint rush, but look at the last one. Lady Luck, you know, maybe she's going to get a bit of that today. The key thing, though, I have to tell you, is that she's hoping for a yellow right now so she can get a few more laps under yellow to get that fuel conservation right to the end of the race.
Are the stars aligned? The blue sky is out. Danica Patrick leads as we throw it down to Dr. Jerry Punch.
Guys, the work is ongoing here in the pits. You look at Danica's mom, you know, unbelievable emotion down here from Bev Patrick. But I talked to Ray Lito, the engineers, and what they are trying to calculate right now is if she stays out front, she's really getting pretty good fuel mileage. And they say we are so close to making it right now, we have no choice but to roll the dice. We're going to go for it. We think, again, they said we think we can make it.
You want a top 10 list? I got one for you. Top 10 reasons why David Letterman is going great, because Danica Patrick is leading the 89th running of the Indy 500. Can she do it? Ryan Briscoe is a back marker. He is right behind her. It is Danica Patrick, your leader.
Number
7 is Brian Herta.
Going around him now.
Dan Weldon is lurking in fourth, and Vitor Meira, her teammate, sits in third. How would this be? Would Vitor Meira let Danica Patrick get the victory? Can he help her?
Oh, absolutely no way. You're not going to give it to your teammate. You wouldn't give it to your mother. But I'll tell you right now, she's got that thing running so lean. Her lap speeds are going down a little bit. They're trying to make it to the end. That's why those group is catching her, because they're running lean, low horsepower, and slower speeds.
We are going to take a very, very quick commercial break. When we come back, the concluding laps of the 89th Indy 500. Can Danica Patrick do it? Stick around and find out. This is it, the concluding laps of the 89th running of the Indianapolis 500. 181 laps complete. We are working lap 182, and folks, Danica Patrick, the lone female in the field, leads this historic race. Now, Scott, the strategy is, the camps are saying push her forward, make her burn fuel, while the rest of them are not, conserving because they made the pit stop. Danica did not.
Well, regardless of what's happening right now, Todd, and where she is in the fuel, even if she has to come in and she doesn't win this race, you know something? Even though the odds are against her, regardless of her finish today, she has made a statement here today, and she has proved that she belongs here with the best drivers in the world. And I'll tell you something, if she doesn't win today, boy, she's going to be winning for the rest of the season. Count her as a contender for the championship.
Lap 183, we are going 200, and your leader is that young lady, number 16, part of the Ray Hall Letterman team. That is Danica Patrick. Brian Herta, part of the Andretti Green team, in the XM Satellite number 7 car, sits right behind her. That is Bev Patrick, the most nervous mother in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway area. As we welcome you to this great event, Todd Harris, along with Scott Goodyear, Brent Musburger, and our entire pit crew of Jackaroot, Jerry Punch, Jamie Little, and Vince Welch. Also, Penn Holderness. Strap in, folks. It's going to be a good one. Well, we thought this could happen. Everyone knew she had the talent, Scott, and we are seeing it play out, but Dan Weldon is coming, and coming fast.
Danny Weldon's having a look at his teammate, right? Brian Herta, which is that yellow and black XM Satellite car. You know, it makes you wonder where everybody is right now on fuel strategy, because they should have enough to get to the end. Both the second and third place drivers are Herta and Weldon, and Meira's not far behind. He should have enough to get to the end also. Remember, he's a teammate to Danica Patrick, who's leading this event right now.
Let's check in with Vince Welch.
You've been talking about Danica Patrick and how she's having to run her fuel lean. Well, Dan Weldon is running it as rich as it'll get. He's on setting number 1, so that means that the car is as powerful as it can be from a fuel perspective, and he is coming strong, chasing down the leader.
Scott, is there anything she can do? I mean, I know she's trying to conserve fuel, but when they're coming that fast, they're either going to pass her or they're going to push her. What does she do?
Well, Weldon's just gone around Herta right now, so he's setting his sights straight ahead on Danica Patrick, who's done an outstanding job here all month and has fastest on carburation day. And remember, she had that little slip up on qualifying in turn 1 and lap 1. Otherwise, she might have been on pole. The key thing for her right now, Todd, is just to keep steady, look ahead of herself, and not look in the mirrors too much, and just listen to the spotters if Dan gets close. Remember, she's on that lean fuel trim, not making the horsepower out of the engine. Her car's not going to go down the straight as fast as Danny Weldon, who is running 100% fuel by the report that we got from Vince Welch. Now, she knows where she's sitting. The key thing she has to do, though, is just be patient and make sure she makes no mistakes.
Danica Patrick leads the 89th running of the Indianapolis 500, but for how long? Dan Weldon on the inside. He gets a run. Does he have enough?
Oh!
And there's a yellow flag coming out of, we have an incident taking place.
Yellow.
And how will this shake out?
Well, I'll tell you what, that yellow needed to be maybe a turn earlier, and Koski Masura right now looks like he has absolutely